Good. Okay, your relish is ready for a side dish for the salmon. Salmon, again, is considered the other pink meat. That's a joke by Bob Zaney. But it's also an entree that's on practically every woman's diet. Most women have been on, are lifetime members of Under Eat Anonymous, and if you're going to have her over for dinner, be sure that you ask before she comes if there's anything that she doesn't eat. As an example, red meat. People have real strong feelings about red meat, and some people have real strong feelings about seafood, but you need to know that before your night.
Salmon is one of the healthiest fish that you can eat. It's the highest in the omega-3 fatty acids and is wonderful for you. So you should always try to incorporate salmon in your diet at least once a week.
Needs a little bit more salt.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We don't do much measuring, but we do tasting because you want to know, we don't want to just follow a recipe and not taste it, because that's where you find when you need to add more seasoning. Come on, Jerry, take a taste. This will taste even better after it sets for a little bit.
This would be ideal to make ahead of time because you want to marry all the flavors together.
Right. I'll set that out there. Okay, I'm going to turn the asparagus over to Jerry. He's going to show you how we grill asparagus to go with the salmon.
Now what I've done is cut the ends off the asparagus because that's the toughest part, and then added a little bit of olive oil and chopped garlic and salt and pepper. Just put a little bit of salt in, and we put a little pepper in. And then we're going to take our asparagus, a little bit of the oil.
You're going to show us how to chop some garlic?
Yes. Let me show you how to do this garlic this is the fast way to do it. Thank you. Now, the best way to do garlic, if you're going to just chop it, you're not going to slice it, is you take your knife and you just want to press the garlic. And you just press it like this, and then we just dice. When you chop it real fine, it's called brunoise, as to chiffonade, where it's a large slice. This is a very fine slice. So we'll brunoise a little garlic. Get it right in there. These are going to cook relatively fast, and with your asparagus, you want to keep them really crunchy. There's nothing worse than a limp asparagus that just falls over. And asparagus was considered an aphrodisiac, but I think maybe it might have been more that it, phallically speaking, people thought that it was an aphrodisiac because of the way that it looked.
Very much like strawberries or a kiss-me fruit.
Exactly. Now, after these are done, you want to give them about 10 minutes. And what you want to do is put them in some tin foil. And this way, you can put them in the oven at a low heat. And they will stay warm and stay wonderful. And this is just ready to go. Then all you have to do is put it on the plate. So we'll take it down here and we'll check on our chips and see how they are doing. Let's see. Oh, not quite.
No, a little bit more.
Chips are going to need another 5 minutes. I'm going to turn them up. I have the chips at 350, but I think 400 would be a little better because really all we want to do is get them crunchy. And we have an alternative to the chips if you don't want to make your own chips, if it's too much difficulty. Then
You can even put these out now because it sounds
like it's time for an appetizer.
I found these wonderful tortilla chips at Harry and David.
These are multi-grain chips. So not only do they look beautiful, but they are healthy too, and they taste wonderful.
If it's getting close to the time when she's going to arrive, you would have your wine bottle open and ready to pour a glass of wine for your lady.
And it's always good to have a glass of wine on an empty stomach because it enhances the mood and it stimulates the appetite. Wine is a wonderful appetite stimulant, and a day without wine is like a day without sunshine. So always try to have a glass of wine with your meals, even if you don't have a date.
Well, alcohol is considered the ultimate aphrodisiac. It dilates the blood vessels, it reduces inhibitions, and soon your date will be kissing you passionately. I included a whole chapter in the cookbook called Marinating Dates. It covers things like champagne, wine, and martinis. It's, again, kind of a primer, but my recommendation to all gentlemen who think that working out and having bulging muscles in the gym attracts women, it's not. Go to a cooking class, go to a wine tasting class, and you might get a date. Oops.
Oh, I think these are fine.
They are better if they're cooled a little bit, so if, again, do those a little bit ahead of time if possible.
Right. What the cooling does, it makes them crunchier because they cook a little more and then they get hard and crunchy.
About the salmon.
Let's check the salmon and see how this is doing. Well, this is almost done. You have a fork, we can test it. Okay. No, still just a little bit more.